Okay, here we are with another video. I think this angle should be the one. Today I'm actually going to talk to you about arpeggios and how to play arpeggios across the keyboard past the octave. So I'm going to split the video into two parts. I'm going to do part one, which is only the Y keys, okay? Because they have the same fingering. So the keys I'll be covering today will be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C, major and minor. Right, so let's get straight into it. First thing to know is on your left hand, you'll basically want to put your pinky on the root, right? Because we're doing major triads, by the way, major triad chords, which obviously, if you know, it consists of C, E, and G. You can add the octave on top, and that's your C major triad chord. So I'm going to use the C major triad chord as like a reference, and then we're going to apply it to all the other keys. Right, so again, as I was saying, on the left hand, you want the pinky on the roof. You can use the middle on the third degree or on the E, or you can even use the ring finger. It's up to you, really. I find it more comfortable to use the middle sometimes, but I do use the ring sometimes, depending on how, comfortable I feel at the moment I'm playing the arpeggio. Then fifth degree, you want to put the index, right? And then with the thumb, you want to land on the octave, okay? So what's gonna happen is there's gonna be some pivoting going on. So I'm just gonna show you really slowly how that's gonna happen. So yeah, it's gonna look something like this. Okay, so when it comes to the left hand and you want to go past the octave, all you have to do is really pivot on the thumb on the octave. So you're pivoting on the C, and you're basically repeating what you have on the third and the fifth degree, which is middle and index finger. So what you're doing is basically this motion here. Roof, middle, index, thumb on the octave, and then you're flipping the middle finger back to the third degree. All right, so you're repeating the same thing, which is 3 and 2. So you have 3 here, and then you have 2 on the fifth, and then back to the 1. Okay, so if I'm repeating it slowly, it's gonna look like this. So that's the first movement. Now, all you have to do if you want to continue, instead of landing with your thumb on the octave above, so instead of landing, you're repeating the same motion. So you're taking the 3 and the 2 at the top, using the thumb as a pivot. Right? So essentially, you're just repeating the motion, really. So it's gonna be like 1 again, then 3 again, 2, and then you land wherever you want to land. I mean, I could keep going, but I'm just gonna stop here, just for for tutorial purposes. Okay, so now if you want to come back now, so this is the final position. You're basically doing the same thing, but the only difference is with the left, we're still on the left hand. When you're coming backwards, you're playing the you're playing the octave, 5th degree, 3rd degree, and you're pivoting on the middle finger, right? To repeat the same fingering, which is 1 or thumb and 2. Okay, so slowly it's gonna look like this. Thumb, 2, 3, thumb, 2, 3, and then you land. on the pinky, or you can keep going. So if you don't want to land, you can just keep going. Instead of landing up with the pinky, you just keep going, right? So I'm gonna repeat it slowly. Left hand, you pivot on the thumb if you want to keep going across octaves. And as you're going backwards, you pivot on the middle. Okay, so that's it for the left hand. Okay, so on the right hand, it's slightly different. Oh, to note as well, the fingering on the left should be pairing the right. So if you're playing 5, 3, 2, 1, every time on your right hand is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 5. This is the landing position though, okay? So with the right hand, it's the same concept. However, this time the thumb is on the roof, index is on the 3rd degree or on the E, middle is on the G, and then pinky is on the octave above. That's if you want to land. But the actual arpeggio is really playing between 1, 2, and 3. So as the same thing that we did with left, all you're doing is this time you're gonna pivot with the middle finger on the G. Okay, so on the or on the 5th degree is up to you. This would be the movement. Right, mind you, is a bit of a stretch. When you're doing the turn, there has to be a little movement, so you have to kind of move towards the note you're going towards. Otherwise, you're gonna hurt your wrist. So this is how it's gonna look like. Okay, thumb, and the next note, which is the 3rd degree, is played by the index. So you're repeating the same action after pivoting on the middle finger. 1, 2, 3, and then again 1, 2, 3. You can land on the pinky if that's where you want to stay, but you can still go ahead if you do want to go ahead, but that means you can't land on here. You just have to keep going, right? You can't see the rest of the keyboard because, yeah, my camera's limited. But let's say you want to land on that C, right? Now to come backwards, you're pivoting with the thumb and repeating the same fingering. So it will be 3 and 2, right? So 3 on the 5th degree on G and 2 on the E, which is the 3rd degree. So all you're doing is this movement. This can feel a bit awkward, a bit uncomfortable because the distance, like you can feel the stretch, especially if your hands are kind of small. But I promise you, with the practicing and a comfortable turning, so turning always towards the notes that you're playing, is gonna come really natural and is gonna come easy to apply. So you're gonna notice. And then you can do them staccato. Sorry. Once you get the concept, so you can get really comfortable with arpeggios. Right, so I hope that made sense. I am going to play them, the arpeggios in the keys that I mentioned earlier on, and I'm gonna go slow, so you can pause the video and go back to it if you know you missed something. But it's the same concept I'm going to apply for all the keys that I'm going to play. All right, so I really hope that makes sense. All right, let's get into the playing both. Okay.